Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another stale movie review. Today, finally, I am talking about Dead Alive / Braindead. Before I get into that though, I want to say a quick thank you to my creepy patron peeps for your support of my channel. Thank you so much. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description. About to move into a summary of Dead Alive, and I'm just gonna say forgive me for butchering these names because it's just gonna happen. I'm sorry. Directed by Peter Jackson and starring Timothy Balm, Diana Peñalver, and Elizabeth Moody. Dead Alive follows a young man whose mother is bitten by a Sumatran rat monkey. She gets sick and dies, at which time she comes back to life, killing and eating dogs, nurses, friends, and neighbors. Dead Alive / Braindead is said to be one of the bloodiest movies of all time, with 300 liters alone being used in some of the final scenes of the movie, and you probably know which one I'm talking about. But now let's move on to what I liked about Dead Alive. What I liked. Part of my love for this movie is probably because I've had it hyped so much. Like, I always hear so many good things about Dead Alive, and I've never been able to get my hands on it. Like, for the longest time, like, I know it's not available on streaming right now. Now watch, as soon as I put this review out, it's gonna be available on streaming. I had to order this DVD. Which always makes me nervous, you know, in case I don't in case I don't like the movie. And even for the longest time, I couldn't find it anywhere to purchase, or at least not purchase for some like ridiculous amount, like on eBay, somebody's selling it for like $60 or some crazy crap like that. So this was definitely a long time coming, and I totally wanted to see it, and I'm glad I finally got around to it this month because it actually came out the year I was born, and it's my birth month. But this movie is so incredibly cheesy and kind of bad, but in the best way possible. Gory, and it's fun, and definitely one of those movies that is probably best watched with friends. You know, if I had any, I would have. And it kind of has a charm to it that I almost can't place. Like, I don't know, like, I've seen so bad they're good horror movies, and I kind of feel like this doesn't necessarily fit that mold, although I think some of you out there would probably categorize it as like a so bad it's good. But it has like a different kind of charm to it, almost like it's not like so bad it's good, it just like maybe hasn't aged that well. It's very cheesy and over the top, and you know, just a 90s movie, which I will be the first to admit the 90s did not have a good track record for super decent movies. And by super decent movies, I mean ones that are still good today and don't have a cringe factor when you watch them. I felt like the over-the-top humor to the movie fits the story really well. That was such a broad gesture with my hands, like over the top. I feel like the movie would just not be the same if they were taking it too seriously, or they were trying to be too serious of a movie. It just wouldn't have worked, and this works so well. I thought our main character, Balmy, I don't know how you say his last name, Timothy Balm or Balmy, don't know. He's not a tough guy. He's not, you know, necessarily good at fighting or necessarily fearless, but he is thrown into the situation where he has to be the hero, and he's a little bit dorky and clumsy, and yeah, I loved his facial expressions. I love just how like like disturbed and crazed he became, like, because he's just trying to take care of his zombie mom and he doesn't know what to do about it, and like more and more zombies just keep being made, and poor guy is trying to like keep anyone else from being turned, but then he just felt, you know, he felt kind of like a little kid, you know. He was cute. It's cute. There were tons of amazing practical effects with the gore, and just so many things that I would have never thought of to do. Like, the one scene that I'm thinking of right now is like when the girl's face is like split open and like the baby is like in her head, you know what I'm talking about, like the zombie baby. Like something like that I would have never thought of in like a million years. It's almost like when they sat down to make this movie, it was just like, okay, there are no limits to what we can do in terms of gore. So what is just the batshit craziest thing that you can think of? And they did every single one of the things on the list. I feel like that's what happened. Speaking of some of the gore, that'll take me into my one dislike I had with this movie. My one dislike. I've read things before about this movie, how during certain, like, for certain DVD releases in certain countries or whatever, barf bags were given with the movie. And I was kind of just, like, in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, it's just because of like the gore, people getting ripped apart and eaten and stuff like that. And then when I watched the movie, I realized it was probably for different scenes, because I definitely dry heaved and gagged during certain parts. Particularly, probably the worst one was like the custard scene with like the pus that comes out of her arm and goes into the custard, and like I want to vomit just thinking about it. That is the most disgusting thing. For whatever reason, like, pus is just so much more disgusting than gore. Like, somebody's insides being ripped out, fine. If their like face is like, you know, there's like pockets of pus like oozing out of their face, and I'm done with the pus. I can't do it. Dead Alive worth it. You guys, though, besides that, was Dead Alive worth it? Yes. I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders now that I've finally seen this movie. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I loved it. And really, it only got knocked down 1 point because it made me sick to my stomach at some parts. But I loved it regardless. Maybe I shouldn't have been eating when I watched the movie. On IMDb, it has a 7.5 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has an 86% critic score and audience score. And then on Letterboxd, it has a 3.8 out of 5. As far as I know, it's still not available streaming anywhere. So if you want to check out the movie, you can purchase the DVD. That's what I had to do. Yeah, you've seen Dead Alive / Braindead, which I feel like is like all of you guys out there probably. I feel like I'm the last person in the world to see this movie. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. As always, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a creepy peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday, and you can ring that notification bell to be notified every time a video of mine goes live. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye.